Hiya, Georgie. Time to float. Hiya, Georgie.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sinister Forest here. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a cool minute since I've posted anything, but I am back. I wanted to share with you guys a bunch of stuff that has happened in my life, and I couldn't be happier right now. So recently I took a trip to Mexico with my girlfriend and her family for my girlfriend's birthday, and we saw more of her family in Mexico, and it was an amazing experience. I had a lot of fun while I was there, but the most important part of my trip was I proposed to her after 6.5 years, and she said yes. So she is my fiance now instead of my girlfriend. So for all of you guys that don't have me on social media, yeah, we are engaged to be married, and we haven't set a date just yet or gotten through any of the details. I think we're both still new to the idea, and it's really exciting. And I have some pictures for you guys that I'm going to play for you. I've been asked a couple times now, is it different or does it feel different being engaged? Yes and no. I would have married her years ago if I really could have. But the labeling is definitely different. Instead of calling her my girlfriend, I got to remember to call her my fiance so she doesn't get upset with me. But it does feel different because I feel like we just made this huge step towards our life together, and it feels amazing, but at the same time a tad bit scary because I don't know what life really has in store for us. So I know we'll work together, we'll work really hard, and everything is going to be amazing. I also keep getting the question a lot, when you guys get married, am I going to be invited and things like that, as far as like close friends and family and stuff like that. If we take the route to have a reception and a ceremony, then definitely we will, of course, give out invites to those who are invited. I just haven't been giving a solid answer because I'm not sure how many guests we're going to have. I don't really know a lot of the details right now because it's still so new. But once we figure it out, I'm sure you guys are going to know. So hold your horses. We actually talked about having a ceremony, maybe a small reception, and then using our money for a honeymoon. So we wanted to both go to Japan because there's a lot of cool stuff that we want to do there. We both want to see Disneyland Tokyo, the Pokemon Center with the Pokemon Cafe, Japanese Rose Gardens, all the touristy stuff that is all cutesy and cool. Plus just the nightlife and just being a part of the city and stuff like that out there would be pretty amazing. And then one question that I got, not a lot, but just a couple times from people that don't know me too well or that just met me recently. Why did I wait so long to propose to her? And you know, that is a damn good question. I've wanted to propose to her basically since like the first year we were together because I knew it was real. I knew it was something that it was gonna be forever. You know, I never had second doubts with her. I never ever had any issues with her as far as like being unfaithful. Like, she always believed in me even when I had absolutely nothing. She was right by my side, so I knew she was the one. All right, so, and a little bit more of a backstory for you guys is we were both born here in California. We both grew up in Arizona, and then we both moved back here after graduation, got a job at Disney, and that's where we met. Okay, so we played a big game of tag our whole life. So in my opinion, it's a little bit more than a coincidence. So I guess you could say I waited so long because I'm a giant tease. I'm just kidding. No, I waited a long time just because I wanted to be able to make sure that I wasn't going to financially cripple myself buying a ring. I don't really have any other reason beside that. I wanted to plan this huge, big, elaborate thing for her because that's exactly what she deserves. I wasn't just going to think of like the first thing that popped in my head and be like, oh, that's good enough. Let's go. Let's do it. I can't do that. My brain doesn't work that way. So that is why I waited a little bit longer than I could, or that's why I waited a little bit longer so I can make sure everything was going to be cool. So to get into the proposal a little bit more, kind of how it went down, we actually crossed the border into Tijuana, where we took a flight from Tijuana to Laredo, and we stayed in the most beautiful hotel. It was amazing. The food was great. The scenery was beautiful. I took some video on my phone from the plane, which I will go ahead and show you guys. We saw some of her family. They picked us up from the airport, and they were welcoming me, of course. Like they love me. They've met me before, so I didn't have any issues there. But her mom already let them in on the secret, so they were already trying to conspire how to make it happen to where it was very beautiful, and they really did help me a lot. But yeah, once we got to Laredo, we were both happy, but at the same time exhausted. Okay, so the drive to get to the border cross was very early, like 5 a.m. And then there was just airport nonsense that happened. Everything was just annoying. The jet lag from the flight, we were like cranky, and so we ended up taking a huge nap and enjoying the scenery and stuff. So our family came back the next day and picked us up after having some breakfast, and they drove us about 2.5 to 3 hours up north to Santa Rosalia, where the rest of the family was waiting for us. And it was a lot of fun because the drive was beautiful. And I'm telling you, some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. Crystal clear blue water. The only thing that kind of made me like thrown off a little bit, because if you looked out this side of the car window, it was like mountains and cactus, and then this side of the window was beautiful beach, and I was like, that doesn't happen. But apparently it does. So we were traveling to Santa Rosalia, where all of her family was. They're planning on like this as a little party or a little get together thing for my girlfriend, because this was her birthday. And the entire time in the back of my mind, just trying to meet new people, say hi, be polite. I'm not really very fluent in Spanish. I barely speak the language, actually. And because we were in Mexico, they hardly spoke English. So there was a language barrier, but we still tried to make it work. But in the back of my head, trying to meet all these people, I had proposal back here, and I was getting a little nervous just because there was a lot more people than I expected there to be. My soon-to-be sister-in-law kind of snuck away with one of her cousins, and they ended up getting me this beautiful rose bouquet that I can use for my proposal. And then after a little while of just kind of conversing and everything else, we ended up leaving in separate cars. And they said they were just going to take us sightseeing, but they were actually going to take everybody to the beach. Okay, so there was a little beach there, more like a lake, I guess you could say, but it was kind of connected to the ocean. It was like a stone beach that we were on, and they made sure that I arrived first. Her parents were with her, I believe. And they brought her to the beach second, and I was trying to hide the flowers like behind my body. And when she approached, I was like, happy birthday, and gave her the roses, and she was, shocked and happy. And I had also gotten her a GoPro, so I was like, oh, you should take a video of the panorama or the scenery. And she was just like, oh, okay. And then she's like, can you hold these for a second? So I gave the roses to one of her family members. And she started doing the panoramic. I took the ring out of my pocket when she had her back to me. And when I knelt down to propose, like, you just hear her family in the background, like, ah, like all happy and cheering for me. And I was just kind of like, let her turn around on her own. Let her turn around on her own. And she turned around, and then I was just kind of there like that. And I said what I said. It was more an intimate detail, so I don't want to say it. I'm too shy. It's only for her anyway. But yeah, she ended up saying yes weekly because she couldn't believe what was happening. She kept crying, and then her family was there to congratulate us. And yeah, my parents were also on a video call on my phone. I believe they cried a little bit because I'm the baby of my family. She's the baby of her family. So our parents got 10 times more emotional. We spent another day and a half in Santa Rosalia with her family. They just kind of showed us around Santa Rosalia, where I got some incredible views of the ocean, overseeing all of this small town, and it was really really cool. And if you guys ever get a chance to go, you really should. And then after our visit in Santa Rosalia, we drove back to Loretto, where we waited for our plane, and we came on back home, an engaged couple. So that is the story of the engagement. I can't tell you how long she couldn't talk because she was just so speechless, and she was crying, just holding onto her roses and had the ring on her finger. And now since we've been back, she has done nothing else except for doing all this and showing me the ring, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I love seeing the ring on her finger. It's a perfect size for her little tiny hand. And yeah, we couldn't be happier. I know you'll be watching this, sweetheart. I love you with all my heart, and I can't wait to marry you. Another reason why I've been gone from the YouTube for a while is Not Scary Farm 2021. I was offered an opportunity to be Captain Cthulhu in the Depths Maze for this year, and it was such an amazing role. I was very nervous to audition, but I swallowed some pride. I did it. I was like, I'm gonna be a fool. I'm gonna be extra. I got it. And it is the most fun I've ever had at the job. It was amazing. The team was amazing. My supervisors were always there and caring. And even though I was a rookie this season, I won Monster of the Year. Okay, for all of you guys that have me on social media, you might have seen my Facebook post, but I got a little certificate, and they said that I I was always in character. I was always helping people out, making people laugh. My coworkers anyway, scaring the guests out of their mind as best as I could. And it was great. It was an amazing experience, and I cannot wait to return next year. A very small detail is that I have picked up the craft of making buttons. So button making has been a lot of fun. I've been making some really dumb, silly buttons that I wanted to eventually sell on like Etsy or something like that. But just kind of single word things like bitchin' or butts or something like, silly things like that. You guys know my personality by now. But it's been a lot of fun. It's very quick, very easy, and it's a fun craft. My last beautiful distraction has been my kitty, Mew. Okay, so Mew is a gray tabby kitty who somebody unfortunately either abandoned or she was feral or stray outside of PetSmart when I was working. And one of my coworkers, his heart was in the most wonderful place, but he unfortunately couldn't hang on to her. So I did, and I made her my best friend. I've been wanting to do like a Mew reveal for you guys, but I haven't had a chance. I've been constantly busy and exhausted, but now is the chance that you guys are going to get to meet Mew, and she is finally sleeping, of course, instead of having her little zoomies. So I'm going to wake her up just to go meet you guys. So this is Mew, my adorable little baby. She right now is only 4 months. I got her when she was only about a month. She loves to bite and chew, get into things, get into mischief and trouble, just like any other kitten. She's amazing. She has been a really wonderful friend so far. Even though she drives me crazy most days, I couldn't imagine how things would be without her now. Bear and Angel, my dogs, don't really care for her too much just because she's so explorative. She gets right in their face, and they never really cared for cats. So they're more like, okay, I see you, get out of my face. She doesn't understand that level of boundaries yet. The coolest thing is, I'm going to show you guys a picture that I took of them, but her and Severus, my bearded dragon, they don't really dislike each other, but they don't really care that each other's there. But they actually, I caught them sleeping together one of the days. Kitty, 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 kitty. Anyway, my bearded dragon is doing wonderful. He is the chillest guy in the world. All he does is sit on you, maybe poop on you occasionally. He's just amazing. He doesn't bite. He doesn't do anything bad. He just kind of stays in his tank and chills out. And then Mew, of course, if the door is even slightly open, she tries to, move her little hand in there. And I have found her in his tank before, and she didn't do anything to him. She was just laying down in there. But he was like like against the glass, like thinking that it was going to be the end or something. So I felt really bad for him. But how do you punish a kitten? I don't really think there's a way to really do that, because they don't know any better. They can't really comprehend, like, hey, don't go in the tank. They're going to be like, oh, go in there again? Okay, I got you. He's under my chair. So even though I've taken a break from YouTube, all my fans that I've had and kind of built up over the span that I've been doing this, you guys have still been sticking by me, and I do still appreciate that greatly. I am going to continue posting on this channel, but I also am making a secondary channel for my horror movie reviews, and it's going to be called Morbidly Sinister. And it's going to just be my reviews for different movies and stuff. I also wanted to do scary stories, like kind of word them or talk about them or even read them in my voice or different voices, to kind of give the stories a little bit more character to it. Possibly even read one of my own that I've been silently working on over the little bit of time. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking with the channel, watching this video, watching all my other videos. Love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.
Hiya, Georgie.